Do you wholeheartedly believe that freedom is possible? Because if you don't, that is a problem. And you're not going to be able to achieve freedom because either one, you're not going to put in the work necessary to get there, or two, you're going to quit when the going gets tough. If you're not an astounding yes to that question, that is a problem, and in this video, we're going to assess it and get you to fully believe that you are actually capable of freedom and that you deserve it. Let's dive in. So, first, I'm going to speak on how these limiting beliefs and this lack of hope and belief in yourself is keeping guys stuck, why it happens, and then I'll speak on how you can actually break out of this. So, the root of this problem is a tampered self esteem. A lot of guys are in these positions because their self esteem is just shot. There's so much shame and guilt in their life due to their acting out behavior. They also see that they're not where they want to be in life. They see the vision, they see where they want to go, they actually kind of know their potential, but it seems so long and drawn out. And every single time that they've tried in the past, they just self destructive after they made a little bit of momentum. And that's what happens when you don't have the belief in yourself that freedom is possible or a better life is possible, or you believe that you're not worthy of having that. So every single time you actually go and build that momentum, you have to push yourself back to baseline. And that's not a conscious decision. That's a subconscious thing just to make you feel like at home, right? You're in this like safe space. Because when you're going through the recovery process and when you're really grinding for a better life, you're no longer doing the things that are holding you back. But the things that are holding you back are bringing you comfort from the pain that in your life. So when you're trying to move away from that, you're like experiencing all this pain that you've been repressing. You're experiencing all this pain that hasn't been masked up due to porn or these escorts or whatever sexual vices are in your life. Or you start to remove that, and then you also feel like, okay, I'm single, I'm not doing anything, I'm not acting out anymore, but I feel like alone now. I feel this energy built up and I don't know what to do with it. Like there's so many different situations when you're moving through this recovery process and trying to build a better life for yourself. You're no longer experiencing the coping mechanisms. And that is painful. So what happens is your body naturally wants to drag you back down once you made a little bit of momentum. It's like, no, 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 this is painful, this is too much, let's go back to our old ways. And this happens due to a couple reasons. Obviously, it's a lack of belief. But what happens is if you don't have the belief, you don't have the actual incentive to change your life, right? It's hard, it's a difficult process. And if you don't really, really, really want it, or you don't really, really, really believe that you're going to get there, why try in the first place? And also, this is a difficult process of changing your life and becoming free from these bonds and these chains. And when it gets tough, or when you experience a challenge or a relapse, a lot of people cave, and that self-esteem gets hurt again, and you experience that shame and guilt that keeps you trapped and stuck. And that's when you just go right back to zero. And all of this is because of that low self-esteem. But the low self-esteem is caused by this lack of conviction, lack of belief that there's something better out there. Now, the reason why you have to have this 100% childlike belief that you can achieve freedom and achieve a better life is because it is such a superpower to have. A lot of people, when they get to that point where they have that belief in themselves, it's no longer a matter of if I can do this, it's a matter of when. When is it going to happen? When is my life going to change? And they can see the progress, they can see the incremental changes in their own life, and that brings them even more hope and even more strength in the entire process. So, there's a couple ways to get this belief. One way to get this belief is probably with faith, and this is by far the best. This is what I've used in my own recovery. This is probably one of the best things that I've ever used in terms of getting clean and going on my journey of self-improvement in all aspects of my life. And if you're not religious, that's fine, but I want you to see the power behind what I'm about to tell you. Even if you come from the standpoint that God isn't real and you believe that and you're just like, oh, there can't be a way. Even from that standpoint, I want you to see how powerful this mindset is. And if you are religious, hey, I want you to incorporate this today. So the best way to get the belief within yourself that freedom is possible and a better life is just waiting for you is by answering these questions. First off, do you believe that if you eliminate these sexual vices from your life, you're going to get closer to God? The answer should be yes. You should definitely say, yeah, 100%. Yeah. So if that's the case, if freedom is going to lead you to be closer and more intimate with God, why would it fail? God is all powerful, almighty. He wants you. He really desires for you to come closer to Him. Why would He deny that? If this is bringing you closer to Him, He's going to want it to happen. He's going to allow it to take place inside of your own life. He's going to give you the resources. He's going to give you the hope. He's going to give you the belief. He's going to provide for you and give you everything that you need to be able to get there. Obviously, you still have to take action and do what you have to do to be able to get to that freedom and really create this life with God that's so much better and more fulfilling. But He's going to provide for you to be able to get there. He wants you to become free. Why would He deny that? He won't. So if it's genuinely bringing you closer to God, why would it fail? And that piece of self-talk right there has saved me so many times when these urges pop up and these urges arise. That belief within myself and within God to be able to bring me to freedom and bring me to a better life was so powerful throughout my entire recovery. I've given this to a couple of my clients and they just taken this and ran with it, especially the ones who were Christian. This is such a powerful concept. But I also understand that a lot of you guys maybe not religious or you fell out of your faith because you don't really feel it right now. You're kind of living in this tough situation. It's hard to really see God in your life, and I get that. But I want you to understand the power behind the words that I've just spoken to. And if you're not religious, there are other ways to be able to build that belief. So to give you some hope, I want to share my own testimonial with this about a time in my life where I was at a low, a real deep low, and I felt like I wasn't capable of having a better life. I didn't have the belief that freedom was possible. I couldn't see how it could change. And I felt hopeless and depressed about my entire situation. So this is definitely one of my all-time lows, and I'm a little reluctant to share my story on YouTube. Obviously, I have that one testimonial that I did, but that's surface level. This is going to be a tough story to hear, and I'm going to be completely honest about it. So, one of my lowest moments was after I went to a massage parlor, freshman year of college. So this is a place that I went to a couple months beforehand, and the first time that I went to this location, I didn't have the money to actually pay for their services. I think I had like $60. And I got the urge though, and I wanted to do something about this, and I wanted to act on it. And I got stuck in this trance and just went and drove and found a spot that looked nice. And I walk in there fully prepared to just try to pay for the massage, but not tip afterwards. But this lady wanted the entire payment beforehand, and I had to be honest, like, okay, I really don't have it. And I had to get dressed and walk out. So that was pretty embarrassing. But I went to this location for the second time when I did have some cash. I got a little bit of money from work, got a little bit of money from my parents, and I was doing good. I think I had like 259, 260 to my name. Like I was around that range. I remember this like it was yesterday, and I felt like I was balling. The money hit my account. I was like, all right, let's play. And I went to Chick-fil-A. I got some food. Actually, backtrack from that. I got the urge, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go and act out. Instead, what I'm gonna do is go and get some Chick-fil-A. And I got the Chick-fil-A. I waited in line, got like 2 fillets, got some sides for myself. Felt pretty good about it. And I still saw the massage parlor. It was really close to where I was. I saw it and I was like, all right, I'm going for it. So I still have a good amount of change in my account. I go, walk in. It's right before closing. I go pay for the services. I'm not going to get in detail about it. But, I went and had that experience, and obviously In the moment, it was very gratifying, but afterwards, I just got hit because I spent all of it. I basically went back to zero in my account, and all I have to show for it is two Chick-fil-A sandwiches and like a mac and cheese or something like that. And I felt so down, man. I felt so numb, and like I just couldn't. There's no thoughts in my head. I was just sulking, and I was like, oh my gosh, just pain. And man, it was difficult. And in that moment, I felt so hopeless. I felt so out of control. I didn't feel in control. And I was questioning if I even deserved a better life in the first place. Like, I genuinely didn't believe that I can get the results that I wanted within my own dating life. I genuinely believed that I didn't deserve that based off of what I've done in the past and what I was continuing to do. I I believed that, you know, I didn't even know if I could change or not. And I had these plans to, drop out and start a business. And I had these plans to, really take control of my life. But every single time I'd go and act out and live this lifestyle, it didn't seem possible to me. It just seemed like this is going to be stuck with me for the rest of my life because it was frequent. But I remembered my way of coping with the relapse was I had to get some gas. Um, I guess I had a little bit more in my account because I needed gas, and I pulled up to this homeless guy. He was looking through the trash, and I gave him one of my Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and he just took it and went off. And I was like, okay, at least I did something good today. At least I can go to bed at night and be like, all right, well, I messed up bad, but hey, he's eating good tonight. But no, like that was in my life for such a long period of time, and that's not one instance. There was other instances where I was relapsing due to loneliness, due to isolation, well, self isolation, because I felt bad and I felt unworthy of having a social life. I had good friends at the university, and I was, had connections. I was doing fine, but as soon as this behavior started to show back up in my life and I started to act out again, it completely went away. I stopped hanging out with my friend group. I stopped making friends. I stopped going to parties. I stopped doing everything that I genuinely enjoyed. And I just isolated myself completely to my dorm. And that was my life. I just couldn't see myself with anything different. I didn't believe that I could actually change. And this would carry over for months. There's another time. I'm not to go into too much detail, but man, I did something and I relapsed and I felt so bad, man. I felt so bad. And I'm just questioning, like, what's the point? Like, what's the meaning of life? Like, why should I be alive, right? And I'm searching for answers. And I'm just questioning, like, what would life be if I were to go? Like, that's what's going through my mind at that point. And that was a common theme during these real lows, real dark moments of my life where I'm only that was my life. I was acting out on this consistent basis. So it gets low. It gets dark. And if I can go from that situation of feeling like, what's the meaning? Why am I here? Why should I continue? Go from that and go to the point now where I feel the presence of God. I feel good about my situation. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned in life and the things and where I'm at now. You can too. You 100% can too. There's nothing holding you back from that. All right, fellas, to wrap this all up, there's 3 points that I want to make clear to you guys. First off, don't use setbacks and don't use relapses as a justification or proof that you can't achieve freedom. If anything, it's data and information for you to get better and refine over time. That's one thing that I've used. The second is have faith. Have hope that you can actually achieve a better future. You deserve it. You have an inherent self worth. And if you can just tap into that and start to respect yourself in the small things in life, you can start to develop a stronger sense of self esteem, feel better about the things that you're doing in life, and continuously build momentum. And don't let anything go against that. Any negative self talk that you find, any rationalizations, any false beliefs that you have, shoot it down. Only allow yourself to think and believe in positive thoughts that are actually leading you towards your goals in life. And finally, if this resonates with you and you hear my story and you relate to it and you're struggling with the idea if you can even achieve freedom, get some help. It is really difficult to fight on your own with this issue because all of your problems, all of your pains get amplified and then makes you question if you can even do this on your own. And then you're in this negative feedback loop where all your beliefs are just reinforcing the negative, dark behavior where you feel like you just can't escape. You need someone to depend on. You need guidance. You need support. You need a community. You need a mentor to be able to help you break these chains to live a better and more fulfilling life. I know you have so much more potential in life, and I understand you recognize this as well. But if you recognize you can't do this on your own anymore, what I advise you to do is go to the link in the description and book a call with me today and see if you're a good fit for the Recovery Blueprint program. Well, we'll just take a look at your situation and see if I can truly help you. And at the very least, go to the second link in the description and join our school community. Just so you have an aspect of community and you feel like you're not alone on this issue. So with that said, stay safe, stay strong, and I'll see y'all boys in the next one. Peace.